This video is really insane. The content, subject matter are a little distressing, I think's the right word, but please enjoy. 520 feet long, 230 feet deep. These are the dimensions of a tunnel that changed the lives of Bulgarian soldiers forever.
As the first squads of soldiers tentatively set off into the tunnels, the excavation site was suddenly plagued by unexplained phenomena.
Operation Sunray launched in December of 1990, and it was originally supposed to be a simple excavation, but instead, it quickly descended into madness. Like, the type of madness that makes you hold your ears and scream. The type of madness that makes you speak in tongues. The type of madness that makes you soil your own diet. The type of madness that drives you wild. We've all got those little habits that we'd like to leave behind, right? For many, it's something to reach for when bored or stressed, but there is something better for you. Meet Fume, the leader in the flavored air movement, and the sponsor of today's video. Fume is not a vape. There are no batteries. There's no vapor, no nicotine. It's just pure flavored air with a beautifully crafted fidgety design. Right, it's good, and it is as good as it looks. It is a guilt-free, non-toxic alternative that fills the void of bad habits we're all ready to kick. What makes it so awesome? There's a ton of flavors, and if you guys know me, you know I like a lot of flavors. I always go back to the cinnamon. It is my favorite, but there's crisp mint, orange vanilla. There's a nice grapefruit flavor that I had for a little while. It's designed to relax you a little bit, calm your nerves a little bit. You get a little fidgeting tool. You gotta hear the click. It's tactile, right? And then, with the holidays coming up, Fume makes the perfect gift for anyone looking to build some better habits and or just enjoy something new and relaxing. Plus, it's a third of the cost of the other habits that you've been trying to leave behind, most likely. A lot of habits are quite expensive. This holiday season, give the gift of better habits with Fume. Head to tryfume.com/Oompaville and use code Oompaville to get a free Fume topper when you order a journey pack. And if you're lucky, you might even win one of Fume's limited edition gold-plated devices. That's tryfume.com/Oompaville or scan the QR code on the screen to grab yours now. Anyways, thank you to Fume for sponsoring this video and being a longtime sponsor of the channel, and thank you guys for supporting. I appreciate it. Equipment failed inexplicably, shadows moved on their own, and something ancient stirred beneath the earth.
В продължение на 7-8 месеца тази дама получаваше неизвестна на никого писменост. По телепатичен път мнението си казаха и учените, че такава писменост на земното тълбо не е известна, но и никой не можа да намери ключа към нейното разчитане, поне на този етап.
This is the story of the strangest military operation in history.
For 2 years, beginning in 1990, the government in Bulgaria used taxpayer money to finance a private treasure hunt.
On December 6, 1990, the Bulgarian Ministry of Defense initiated Operation Sunray in the small village of Tsarichina, officially searching for buried treasure linked to Tsar Samuel. That's right. This was about buried treasure. This isn't the mystery of Oak Island. Okay, this is real. This is real. This isn't a discovery operation. This is an actual operation by the Ministry of Defense in Bulgaria, initiated by the government, officially searching for treasure linked to Tsar Samuel. The operation was active from 1990 until November 19th, 1992. The operation involved a significant military presence with heavy machinery, soldiers setting up perimeter sites around the excavation. This raised some concerns among local villagers, and the project itself cost over $20 million. That's a lot of money in Bulgaria in the early 1990s, especially when you're searching for treasure. What the f***? How'd they get away with it? Bruh. To be fair, the Balkans were a bit of a wild place in the early to mid 90s, you know? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? There was like a war and stuff. Now, before we get into exactly what happened, we need to talk about the psychic's prophecy. In 1990, a psychic named Elseveta Loganova waltzed into the Bulgarian Ministry of Defense claiming she had talked with some aliens who informed her of treasure and other secrets buried underneath a random village called Tsarichina, located in Bulgaria. It's Tsarichina, by the way. Tsarichina. I'm really bad at pronouncing words consistently. Tsarichina. Tsarichina.
We are going to Bulgaria 51. Tsarichina. Am I saying that right?
Pretty close, yeah. Tsarichina.
Pretty close is pretty close, though,
Yeah.
let's be honest.
So comment down below if you're Bulgarian. Thank you, my fellow Bulgarians in the comments. I'm not Bulgarian. I'm not Bulgarian. I'm Italian. I'm Sicilian, actually, and Lebanese, and German, and Mexican. I'm not Mexican. It said on my wiki that I was Mexican for years, and I'm not at all. So, upon hearing this news, the high-ranking officials with the Bulgarian Ministry of Defense were intrigued and demanded more evidence from Longanova. So, she showed them her notebooks full of scribbles that she claimed were alien language. And to the officers, it was indecipherable, but they were still interested in what the lady was talking about because there wasn't a lot going on in the Balkans in the early to mid 1990s. Just kidding, there was a lot going on. I don't know why they were interested in this. The more the officials spoke with this psychic, the more skeptical they became. Longanova first claimed there was gold artifacts from Tsar Samuel, aka Samuel of Bulgaria, who, by the way, if you don't know, because you're not Bulgarian, is a key figure in Bulgarian history for his determined efforts to preserve the independence and territorial integrity of the First Bulgarian Empire during a time of Byzantine expansion. All right, guys. So if you didn't know, now you do. You're welcome. Remember that. Try to picture it clearly in your mind. Try to picture Tsar Samuel in your mind. Try to picture the Bulgarian Empire. Try to picture the Byzantine expansion. You'll never forget this. You're welcome. After this, Longanova's story morphed, and she began talking about something called Object Number 1. Longanova couldn't exactly explain what this device was, but she did claim that it was a high-tech alien device, and there was some kind of claim involving it being an energy source that could revolutionize the world. Others theorized and claimed that it could potentially be, get this, the Ark of the Covenant. Now, that seems unlikely. I'm going to be honest. That does seem like it's not that likely. I feel like King Philip right now. Get it? Anyways, press the like button. I know you love that. The consensus now is that the officials knew that there was no gold from Samuel at the bottom of this hole, but the prospect, apparently, of Object Number 1 was enough for them to launch their own operation. Operation Sunray. They wanted unlimited energy, because nothing would set Balkans further forward in the geopolitical race of who can be the most powerful country on Earth. Quite like Object Number 1. An infinite source of energy, straight from the Balkan Hill. God, imagine if a Balkan country could revolutionize the entire world. That would be so awesome. I would take back every negative thing I've ever said. I'm just kidding. I love the Balkan people. Except for Albanians.
Go to Albania, you despicable neo-communist moralizers, and see if you dare to continue your propagandizing and self-aggrandizement.
I'm just kidding as well. I have so much respect for almost every country in the world. Sorry, an editor just called out a random country. I don't actually have any disrespect. It's just a joke. Now on to the digging. You've heard of digging yourself into a hole, but have you ever heard of digging yourself into another dimension? I used to think when I was a kid that I could dig my way into China, and that's what the Bulgarian military in Tsarichina thought they could do in 1990. Okay, guys? It's still unknown to this day what exactly they were after, but as Colonel Svetko Kanev would soon discover, some things are better left buried. After communing with a psychic, a couple mystics, there were 3, I think, in total that were involved in this. There's a lot of misinformation and disinformation surrounding this story, most likely because it's, mythos and legend and not actually a real, well-documented thing that people should be learning about. But we got the Eva Longoria, whatever the f her name was. Also, Baba Vanga, the world-famous mystic. She also had a few things to say about this, and it's difficult to find out exactly which prophecy is attributed to which psychic, to be honest, based on the research. But, we're gonna do our best here. So we've got a quiet Bulgarian village suddenly overrun with soldiers, heavy machinery, hazmat suits, and psychics. The locals were told they were searching for Tsar Samuel's legendary treasure, but the hazmat suits and the military presence and the technology, etc., it doesn't really all add up if you're just like a random Bulgarian man eating a sausage and a bell pepper, watching the military roll past. Why is everybody coming to my town of Tsarichina? Don't worry, Yusef. Just go back to being sad. Something didn't add up. What was the truth? I'll tell you, because I know the truth. I don't actually know the truth, but the military were looking for Object Number 1, which we've already talked about a little bit, and there's no concrete information as to what exactly it was. Alien tech, could be the Ark of the Covenant. I don't know, guys. We're the Indiana Jones. Let's ask him. Following the breadcrumbs of the psychics, the Bulgarian military began digging a big spiral hole. I'm talking really big. Things got very strange once the digging started. Soldiers reported equipment going haywire for no reason. Some swore they saw shadowy figures lurking at the edge of their vision. There were whispers, so many whispers, and both soldiers and villagers alike heard them. It's like the earth was trying to tell these dumbasses to knock it off. Colonel Kanev, the poor bastard we mentioned earlier, the guy in charge of the circus, tried to keep it together. At first, he was like, "Dolly." But then, as reports kept piling up, he said, the creep factor. They kept digging. They kept digging. They kept digging. They didn't find any treasure. They didn't find any alien technology, no biblical artifacts, nothing. They were just basing all this off some shit some psychics were telling them. Total chaos is about to erupt, but before we get to that point, I mean, I'm talking some really wild shit. This is a crazy story. We need to talk a little bit more about Baba Vanga and the psychics that were involved. We know a little bit about Eva Longoria, the woman we first talked about. I'm just kidding, that's not her name. That's an actress, but I thought it'd be funny to say. Baba Vanga, basically, is a legendary psychic from throughout history, an old, scary woman. In horror movies, there's always a creepy old woman warning everyone to turn back. Operation Sunray had its own creepy old woman. One of the psychics was the legendary supernatural buzzkill, Baba Vanga.
By the 1980s, Benjelia, who adopted the name Baba Vanga, had given thousands of accurate predictions and gained a reputation as the Nostradamus of the Balkans.
Baba Vanga was not your average fortune teller. I actually saved her for the middle of this video because her story is so ridiculous and absurd that it needs its own video. In all honesty, she was a blind Bulgarian mystic. She had a track record of just like actually prophesizing stuff, not like me saying, I'm gonna die in August 2024, I'm gonna die, and I didn't die. I'm not Baba Vanga. Baba Vanga was actually right. She called out 9/11. She had a track record of nailing some fairly interesting global predictions. People have referred to her as the modern day Nostradamus, but old and a woman and blind. That's what people call her, not me. And that's a way of saying she's scarily good at guessing what's gonna happen next for humanity. She was blinded at the age of 12 in a terrible storm, and since then she's had a vision in another sense. In the past, she's correctly predicted several significant moments in history. 9/11, the rise of ISIS, and she's also been wrong about a lot of shit too, but a lot of people don't like to talk about that as much. She's kind of like Bashar, but less cringe and older and a woman and blind. So she's nothing at all like Bashar. Anyways, when Baba Vanga started talking about Tsarichina, folks paid attention, and she had some insane stuff to say. To be clear, I don't know which psychic or mystic or fortune teller this claim is attributed to. I don't know if it's actually attributed to Eva Longoria in the beginning. It's difficult to find information on this, and I'm not going to pretend like this is some kind of factual history book thing where you can just go, you know, find out what happened. It's all legend, really. One of these mystics told the military that they will find a yellow monkey, neither man nor woman, in a capsule, and if you open it, the air might revive it, and what will you do when it starts talking? So yeah, if I was the colonel in charge of this operation and a blind old woman, or Eva Longoria, even famous and beautiful Hollywood actress, came and said, you're gonna find a capsule with a yellow monkey, neither man nor woman, a hermaphrodite of biblical origin, I would say, all right, I think I'm just gonna go back to doing normal stuff now. I think I'm just gonna go back to living a normal consumerist lifestyle, hugging my family. I don't wanna find a capsule with a yellow monkey in it. But alas, Colonel Tsvetko Kanev, the guy running the carnival, said, thanks for the warning, we're going to keep diving. He said diving because he's a Balkan man. So the murky reality of the mystic psychics and their prophecies and how that relates to what the people were finding, all that aside, who everything is attributed to, all that aside, I've seen a lot of conflicting shit, and a lot of the sources, when you click on them, it just goes to links that don't work. Okay, guys? Just links that don't work. Anyway. Now we get to the chaos and the insanity and the deep regret of the men who are digging deep into the earth. As they continued to dig deeper and deeper, creating a butthole, paranormal phenomena began to occur. First up, the equipment they were using began to break down randomly, and tools that worked fine one day suddenly went bull-honky the next. Drills stopped drilling, radios crackled with creepy voices, and compasses spun like, what are they called? The things you spin, not battle bots. What are they called? Those things you spin. What are they called? Beyblades! Compasses spun like Beyblades. Then there were paranormal sightings. Villagers reported seeing glowing spheres floating around the dig site, moving in formation like some kind of strange alien air show. That reminds me of what we've been seeing in New Jersey, in modern day America, without any digging, without Baba Vanga, without any psychics. There's just drones and plasmoids just flying around and people are cool with it. That makes me a little bit upset, all right? I'd rather have a damn hairy yellow monkey talking, neither man nor woman, but based. Based is little yellow monkey in a capsule. You open the capsule up, air revives him. What the dude? Call that my new buddy right there, dude. Call him Homer. Homer Simpson. The air at the time crackled with static electricity. Everyone's hair stood on end. And that wasn't even the worst part. There was a low hum that started permeating the area, giving everyone headaches and making it impossible to sleep. It was like a massive white noise machine was constantly playing in the distance, emanating from the hole. Witnesses claimed to hear whispering voices and claimed to see shadowy figures at the edges of their vision, which would vanish when they turned to look. This used to happen to me. There was a point in my life where I was so insane. I believed that I was going to go kill people. I was going to go on a spree. Not like I wanted to go on a spree, but I thought that, oh my God, I'm going to snap and go on like that type of... Should I say that out loud? I literally believed that I was going to become an insane person, if that makes sense. That's a better way. What I previously said probably needs to be cut out. But I have this white visual snow thing in my eyes. Like I see just all the time, just woo, like it's really weird. And sometimes before I get migraines, I see this thing that like goes up my vision and it looks like rain and it's horrible. And for a period of time, nobody knew what it was. Doctors didn't know what it was. I was going and I thought I was losing my mind and I would see shadow people. I'd be like, oh my God, a shadow guy. But I realized it was just in my mind. And I was freaking myself out and looking for things and none of it was real. So, yeah. One night, a young lieutenant went missing while checking the perimeter and they sent out search parties, but this poor guy just vanished into thin air. It's like the earth swallowed him up. He probably fell in the hole. Probably fell in the hole. The giant hole that they dug, that's probably where he fell. Another story came from a local villager, Elka Kirova. She said that three shadowy figure approached me from excavation site before disappearing into sky, leaving behind burnt ground. So I believe her. I mean, I'm just being real. I believe her. Anybody says anything scary, I believe immediately. I have no critical thought. I have no ability to think. I only have an ability to react. All I can do is react to things. People also reported seeing UFOs, drones, claiming they saw bright lights in the sky, like flames skirting the horizon. Is that an Ezekiel wheel? No, that's just a drone over New Jersey, my friends. The end times are nigh. Anyways, tension could not have been higher for the people of Bulgaria, and the officials conducting the operation were unsure how much further they could dig down until they found something completely unexpected. To bring it full circle and talk about what the psychics were experiencing while all this paranormal shit was happening, the multiple psychics involved in the operation reported feeling pressure from entities, urging them to continue digging despite the warnings from other psychics like, I think, Baba Vanga, who cautioned against the disturbing entity believed to be buried below, the yellow-haired monkey, neither male nor female, but could potentially be revived by the air. As the soldiers dug deeper, they discovered smooth walls and symbols that were not typical of natural formations, and one particularly large soldier was quoted as saying, "This cave is not a natural formation." Actually, it wasn't him, it was his AI, a woman by the name of Cortana IV, psychic, present at the dig site.
The rogue AI known as Cortana is gone. She's been deleted.
That's a Halo reference, none of that's true. Just being funny. But the smooth walls and symbols thing, that is part of the legend, okay? They say that was absolutely true, and it, you know, suggests the presence of something ancient and something possibly sentient. Yellow-haired monkey with another man or female, or whatever, like hermaphroditic monkey. There was one moment in Operation Sunray where this entire thing, what seemed like a bizarre, strange excavation, turned into a full-blown cosmic horror show. After 2 years of digging, we're in the year 1992, and the military team led by Colonel Kanev was finally closing in on the mysterious object number one. The atmosphere at the dig site was tense. Soldiers were on edge, jumping at every little sound. Boom! Even sounds like that, even little sounds like that. Boom! The military brass were getting impatient, demanding results after 2 years of finding nothing. Colonel Konev, probably tired of all the bullshit, made a ballsy move. He decided to use explosives to break through what seemed like an impenetrable barrier at the bottom of the Tsarichina hole. I will break through a hole using explosions. Some of his comrades thought this was a terrible idea, like poking a sleeping dragon with a stick. But orders were orders, so they set up the charges and crossed their fingers. And when the dust cleared, they found themselves staring into a dark spiral tunnel with smooth, polished walls. Allegedly. I don't believe that, but allegedly. As they ventured deeper and deeper into the tunnel, things grew strange. And at one point, all hell broke loose. Panic erupted as some soldiers swore they saw a non-human entity. It was described as a thin figure with long limbs, glowing red skin, watching them from the shadows. An ancient sentinel, an ancient guardian. No yellow hair, just horrible red skin and long arms. Chaos ensued as everyone tried to make sense of what the f was going on. Was it mass hysteria, some kind of hallucination caused by fart gas in the tunnel or something? I don't know. Did they find object number one? Was Baba Vanga right? Unfortunately, just when things were getting good, the higher-ups slammed the brakes on Operation Sunray. They pumped the brakes. We're talking full stop. Pack your bags. It's over, motherfuckers. Operation Sunray ended with financial concerns being the cited reason for the end. Workers got kicked off the site, the military rolled in with trucks full of concrete and sealed that hole up damn tight. Were financial concerns the real reason the hole was sealed? I don't know, probably. It makes sense. It cost them $20 million and they just dug a hole and didn't find anything, so yeah, I don't know. I wish we'd spend more money digging holes, to be honest. I'd say, you know, instead of spending $50 billion to little countries and all that stuff, let's dig holes. How about that? Let's just dig holes. I would love to spend $50 billion of American taxpayer money digging the biggest goddamn hole we possibly can. On top of covering the hole, they also started destroying documents and confiscating evidence, which is a little bit strange, kind of a red flag. They even confiscated Eva Longoria's notebooks, that is Elisaveta Loganova's notebooks, specifically the ones with all the alien language scribbles, and suddenly it was like Operation Sunray never happened. But luckily you've got me, a YouTuber, 30 years in the future, opening that back up, guys. Opening that old concrete hole. Even though they sealed that hole, it didn't stop the truth from getting out. It's very strange. There's no closure except for the literal physical closure of the hole. If you go there today, all that remains is a grassy patch with a rock and some writing on it that roughly translates to the hole. Something odd, though, that gives a little credence to this entire legend is that in 2008, there was a Freedom of Information Act request for a 93-page long document that showed on some cases the CIA worked on for that year. And there is a hole. The hole. Object number one, official CIA canon. Also, UFO crash, Project Blue Book archive. This is an interesting little, it's a serious list. This might be a serious list. I don't know if this could be a joke, a CIA joke. This case list includes operations such as the recovery of UFO crashes and Aztec UFOs in 1948. There was also a Freedom of Information Act case for Ivan Sanderson, a founding cryptozoologist, in reference to Yetis and abominable snowmen in Nepal and Tibet during the 50s and 60s. So weird. Very, very, very strange. Anyways, thanks for watching.